Parking mode. Motion detection recording.
Hey guys, Ray
Over
from
10
loveyourrv.com,
occurred.
and I'm back with my part 2 of this
Continuous
Thinkware
recording will now start.
Q800 Pro dashcam review. So in part 1 I went through the setup of it, the installation and all the features, that sort of thing. Now I'm back after I've used it for several weeks now and gone through all its different features and really tested them out, including the cloud feature and the parking surveillance
Connected
features,
to the internet.
which are two features that kind of set this dashcam apart from a lot of them and really make it worth the extra money. I think right now it goes for about $249
GPS connected.
on Amazon and at the Thinkware site. Fair disclaimer, I did get this given to me for free for the review, but I don't have any affiliation with Thinkware or I wasn't monetarily paid. So let's get going, and I'll kind of go through my likes and dislikes for you. Okay, let's start with the pros. First off, I like the windshield mounting bracket. It makes it a piece of cake to install and remove the cam. The 3M adhesive pad covers a large surface, so I think it will have no problem staying in place over the long term. The camera's sleek shape makes it easy to mount out of the driver's vision, and many people wouldn't even notice it looking in the front windshield. The camera's high resolution has 1440p and 30 frames per second video, so it's super clear and has a good color balance. The Q80 Pro handles harsh lighting conditions pretty well as well. Night vision is a little grainy, but decent enough that I can see pretty good, and it compensates for the bright street lights quite well. Impact detection performed as advertised. I set it at the low setting since my truck is a stiff 4x4 suspension, and it took a significant size speed bump hit or a door slam to set it off. I'm sure it would detect any accident. I absolutely love the parking surveillance modes. Thumbs up on the motion detection and the time lapse. I think these are the dashcam's killer features, setting it apart from any I've previously tested. However, be advised you need the hardware kit installed for them to work. The kit I got had the hardware thing included with it, but I've heard from people online that some of them don't, and I looked at the kits that I saw on Thinkware and Amazon, and with the just front dashcam kit, it didn't have the hardware line. If you bought the kit that had the front and rear dash cam, it was included. So just beware when you're ordering it. You may have to order the extra hardware kit to set it up. So I was able to hardwire the dash cam into my Ram 3500 truck by tapping into my cigarette lighter socket as the ACC line, the auxiliary line, and a memory backup power line on the back of my OEM radio for the constant power source. Power draw is low at about 3 to 4 watts, and there are vehicle battery protection settings. I set the dashcam automatic power cutoff at 12.2 volts and 48 hours of record time before the dashcam will shut down. It has some thermal protection features. It uses supercapacitors as an onboard type battery rather than a lithium battery, and it has a built-in thermal sensor to shut things down if things get too hot. Cloud functions are pretty cool. Remotely, the dashcam can see yourself on a map, tune in for live view, and be alerted if the vehicle leaves or enters a geofence zone. Ann and I tested the features out, and they worked pretty well. She could look at her phone back at the RV and see where I was on a map and tune in for a live view. That's pretty cool. Of course, it depends on the quality of the cell data connection. We did find things glitched a bit if the hotspot data connection speed slowed or lost signal during travel. I found the ADAS Advanced Driver Assistance System worked consistently for lane and front vehicle departures, but I couldn't get the forward collision warnings to work. But I don't care about that feature anyway. Unfortunately, I don't have any red light or speed cameras locally to test that detection feature, maybe in the future when I'm in a larger city. Cabin sound mic recording has acceptable quality. It's a little on the muffled side, but adequate to hear conversation even though I drive a diesel truck. Better than most dash cams I've tested. Some sound like you're in a hollow tin can, or you can barely pick up one or both of us.
God, that trailer tire has white balls on the side. How old are those tires? I haven't seen white ball tires for so many years. Those tires are going to blow up. Must be like, they're probably like bias ply.
Probably what?
What bias ply? The old tires before radial tires. Bias tires.
Yeah, what's the deal with white ball tires?
Why
do you have those?
The built-in GPS locates satellites and syncs quickly, usually within about 20 seconds. The companion PC viewer software tested okay on my laptop. They also have a Mac version. I could see the speed, GPS coordinates, G-sensor readings, and navigation trail on the map view. I wish I could have enlarged the map view, but I could not figure out how the software could do it or if it could do it at all, so I'm going to have to play around with it. Maybe I'm missing something there. Video clip playback via Wi-Fi worked fine on my phone, or better yet, I could remove the micro SD card and play back on a computer. Thinkware included a 32 gigabyte card and a USB card reader. I also tested the dash cam with my own SanDisk 128 gigabyte, the max capacity, and it worked flawlessly. Each 1 minute file is 140 megabytes. If my math is correct, that would be around 15 hours of video for a 128 gigabyte card. The smartphone Thinkware app is simple to navigate and worked perfectly for me in every way, other than when it came to setting up the hotspot Thinkware Cloud feature. So that leads me to the product support. I have to say they have good product support in my experience. I had to contact support with an issue in setting up the cloud functionality. I placed a ticket and they replied promptly and were helpful, even replacing the dash cam to see if that would help. I used the system as a regular customer and they didn't know I was a reviewer when I was contacting them. So that brings us into the cons. I had the issue when it came to setting the Thinkware Cloud feature. No matter what I did, I couldn't get the smartphone app to register my Q800 Pro dashcam, so the cloud features would not work. I contacted support, and after sharing video evidence of my problem, they replaced the dashcam, but same thing. Finally, I tried it with my wife's phone, and it worked after a few tries. She has a Google Pixel running the latest Android 11 OS, and I have a cheaper Moto G8 running Android 10. It must have been something to do with my cheap phone, it's only a $150 phone, not being compatible in some way. But once I got the dashcam to register with the Thinkware Cloud, got through that hurdle, then I could use my phone as a hotspot connection, so that's kind of weird. There's no viewing screen on this dashcam. A lot of them have small viewing screens. I really don't see that as a problem, but some people may prefer to have a screen. All the video recordings are 1 minute long. There's no way to change it. It would be nice to have a 3 to 5 minute choices for the continuous record mode. I can see how the voice announcements could irritate people after a while, but the trade-off is the dashcam can then be tucked away out of sight, so you don't have to see the LED indicators, which are quite dark when you're in bright sunshine. You can't really see them anyway. I wish the voice had more volume level options. There's just around 3 or 4 of them, and different voices to choose from other than the one woman. Well, there you go. Overall, I'm pretty impressed with this dash cam. Only a few niggly little things to say bad about it. So I think this is going to be my main dash cam now. I'm going to actually take my Akaso down, give it to my sister for her to use in her car, and start using this Thinkware in our truck. I'm also going to buy the optional, there's a rear camera that I can plug into this, so I'll have front and rear views as well. So I'm going to invest in that. And I'll come back, in 6 months or a year and let you know how it's performed for us traveling and driving around in an RV. Till next time, Ray from loveyourrv.com. Thanks for watching, folks. Cheers, guys.